Okay. Looks like they don't want us to continue talking, so let's see who's here just yet. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, is that Human Rights Radio?
Yes, it is.
All right, this is Hussein calling from Abuja.
Okay. Hussein, we're listening.
That's a very good program, right, by the way.
Thank you.
But I think you people should have focused more on, especially the hard drugs, like the marijuana and other narcotics, because our youth now are more focused on hard drugs.
We did that yesterday.
Even though that's a very good program, but I think you people should focus on that area because our youth have been dissuaded to that.
We may not have mentioned cocaine, marijuana today, but it's actually the focus. It's actually the focus.
did
I mean,
that
from yesterday up until now. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, which means I missed it.
Yes, you did.
I would have wanted you people to give it more emphasis today so that I can be informed very well.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
for,
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. I mean, earlier I did say yesterday was more of a counseling because I think it was really interesting. Talked about the roles parents can play, the lives of their children and all that to ensure that you don't expose them to start, and if they start without you knowing, you eventually know what you can do as well. These are things we really looked at. But then since this is also pro bono, I mean, it's legal matters, we're also trying to see the penalties for if you are involved in any of this kind of things. There are penalties because, All right, but we really appreciate your contribution. Just ensure that you don't miss the program henceforth, okay? Because we always talk about very, very interesting things, and we try to open our eyes to so many realities and things that we may not have known about.
And yesterday, someone called into the program and he was focusing on, these hard drugs, other than the one that is common, that is sold across the counter for youths who consume them. If you notice, most of the hard drugs that are consumed by youths are basically consumed by those who can afford them, because they're actually more expensive than the very readily available ones that are sold across the counter, which are the ones that are really being consumed by a lot of youths. So I made mention that this drug, they were legally approved for certain intended medical purposes, and they are not supposed to be abused as being abused. So outside inciting these persons to be associated to social vices, it also has health impact or health implications on these persons. So we, the society, we need to try and make sure that these youths are sensitized to understand that, and then I don't think you can see someone buying what's that called, codeine. You can see, let's say, a child of 17 years old buying codeine excessively from the pharmacy, and you'd want to arrest him. What if he says everybody in his family has cough? So he's buying it for everybody in his family. So I'm just saying that it starts from the home, really. It starts from the home, because the agencies can't do anything at that point in time, because these drugs are legally approved for consumption. So of course, that's why we advised yesterday, we cancelled yesterday.
All right. Well, 081-8999-1011, that is the number to call if you have any question or contributions, or you want to ask a particular question. Feel free to do that and we'll give you the answer. 081-8999-1011. Hello? Oh. Okay, hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the program. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
I can hear you.
Okay, please.
Felix.
Yeah. Yes. Please,
Okay.
I have an issue bothering me on the issue of human rights abuse on my own side. Somebody was planning to take my land, and he has been,
Someone is planning to do what?
I want to know how I can come over and then narrate the issues, because it's going to be a long. Somebody is trying to snatch my land, my father's land at my place at Anambra.
Oh, okay, land issue.
Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. You should call at 4 p.m. today. Okay?
Hello?
Call the station at 4 p.m. on telephone Vano with the ordinary president, okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Since he said it's going to be a lengthy...
To buttress on that point here, if you are the owner of a land, you have certain documents that shows you're in the total possession of such property, and you cannot the land cannot be taken away from you without the transfer documents being taken away from you. So if, for instance, you possess a particular land, the existing document shows that you owned that property and that your interest is in the property, except where it's transferred. So, but it is an African society where people can forcefully take what doesn't belong to them, especially lands,
and trace it back to several ancestors.
And tracing them back to several ancestors. That's true. So, but then, as it is right now, I think it's a case of oppression, and he might likely not know the right places to report here.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, yeah.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, calling from a port road.
Engineer
Engineer Daniel, calling from a port road.
Okay.
AKA Ogoja Pikin.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm really interested on the topic people are treating. What I want us to do is for us to advise our parents, our guardians, not to be sending children any kind of message. Because really, I got into it when I was still small. When my father was sending me, my father is an ex-army now, so when he was sending me marijuana, in those days, they used to type, if you go to chemist to buy drugs, they would type it, wrap it in paper. And the same way, even this marijuana in those days, that is how they do it. And as a stubborn child, my father used to send me. So one of these days, he comes to me that, because my father used to tell me, go and buy medicine, go and buy. And it's not in the chemist. It's in the jungle. You know how those places are. So I said, when I got on the road, I said, let me see what is inside here. Because drugs, if they give me drugs, before they will wrap it like this, they first of all bring it from the container, use spoon and carry it and wrap it something. But this one, they already wrapped it. So let me see what is inside. And lo and behold, there were things like dried leaves, things like that. So what kind of medicine is this? So I carried it, I started smelling it, I think up to 2 or 3 times, and I was touching it. So really, when I want to wrap it back, the thing fell down and pour. It fell down and pour, and I did not know how to do it again. So right from there, I just stood at the guy, what will I do now? And another thing led to another. So I went to my father and I tell lies so that he will not be punished. I said that if he sent me, the Jagonobi, because the man that was selling it, his name was Jagonobi, that is nickname. I said Jagonobi said the last time we bought from something like this from him, we owed him that I brought money that he did not have change. So he asked me to go with the change that next time when I come, he will carry the money, he will collect that money. So my father said, because he wants me to go and get it for him. He said, yes, no problem. Take the another money, go and bring it. So I went and bought it.
Okay.
And not only that, I began to think, let me see, I begin to monitor. I want to know how my father used to take this. So one of these days, because the whole side is but since it's around our vicinity there, one of these days I caught him when they light it.
Okay, is there a way you can hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, is there a way you can really shorten the story, okay? So we can have other people calling.
No problem.
So after that, I went to that place, I picked the remaining, and that was how I went with it. I liked it again. And when I took it, I was taught again. And right from that day, I loved it. So I began to take it.
So basically, your advice,
yeah. We know what to be sending our children. Thank you very much, and God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you for sharing that experience. We do hope you're still not tied bound, to it. But I think what he's saying is really true. I mean, from his innocence and curiosity, he had to find out what it was. But the dad, I'm sure, never knew that could happen.
You can imagine the side effects of these drugs. Especially the very available ones like the alcohol and the cigarettes and the codeine and retinol and the list of them. You can imagine the side effects on adults, talk more of a minor itself. Like yesterday we said, it has mental, social, it has emotional impairments. It has such effects on such human beings who are consuming them. So what it would do to a child would be worse than the effect it would have on an adult.
True.
So, and then, most adults who even buy them, go through certain some form of, they go through some form of like they have to afford them, so they're under pressure.
Okay.
So they're under so much pressure to afford these things.
And
so
I think basically, that's why the youngsters will, they get into crime because they need to support that lifestyle.
You have to support the lifestyle you're living at that point in time. So I relate to what he's saying.
Well, then I also think that it's really very important for parents. I mean, we may not be able to mention all the names, and yes, we should not mention all of them. But then I mean, it didn't. It's not been very long ago that I realized that some of these drugs, especially for some cough syrups, that people abuse them in that way. I mean, for someone like me, so some parents may not really know. They may see it and the child may just say, "Oh no, I have cough," and you just let it go. So I think parents also need to be aware of all of this. That you just don't see, your child with any drug, and then he tells you it should come through you. I mean, if your child is sick, the child should come to you first and talk to you, and then you go provide that medicine or whatever drug it is that the child may need, and ensure that he or she takes it, the right proportion.
And monitor them.
True.
Monitor them consuming.
I know there's only so much we can do, but then let's do that we can do. All right, this should be our final call, perhaps. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you. Welcome to Pro Bono Chambers. What's your name?
Is that the Human Rights Radio?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there's something that bothering me. I want to find out. The advice that people can give me.
Okay.
I retired from Minister of Education for 2011.
Okay.
Up till now, they didn't give me my repatriation money from here to Akwa Ibom. And then what I come find out now is that they wrote 96,000 naira from here to Akwa Ibom, which is not correct. So I was confused. Up to today, they didn't care to pay me about that money.
Okay. What you're supposed to do is, from my understanding, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
From my understanding, what you're supposed to do is contact your pension fund office, the PFA, the pension fund administrator. Can you hear me?
Not here, not clear.
Okay, I think you should put up the radio.
Maybe you should end the call and then listen through your radio. All right. Listen from your radio, please.
Okay, so he needs to contact his pension fund administrator to know how his pension was calculated to this point. And then, before you're being paid your pension from a pension fund administrator, that has its relationship with your organization, you need to present certain documents. You can't sit back and for them to know that you've retired and you need your pension.
Okay.
You need to go there, tender those documents. They go through certain processes before the money is paid into your account. So if you're not clear with the balancing of the account from the period of which you have served in the existing organization where you retired from, that you ask for the administrators to give you a breakdown. I think they can do that for you. So most times they refer you to their headquarters.
Okay. Well, I hope that answers your question, Mr. Caller. This should be the much we can take. I mean, if we are picking any more calls now, I'm not sure we'll be able to answer you with enough time, and we don't want to rush as well. Is there any other thing you want to add on laws and penalties on drug crimes as we have been discussing?
Nothing much. Just to say that we are aware of this, laws and the agencies. We should also place our mind at the consequences that comes with consumption of these drugs, other than the penalties that have been sanctioned by the states to mitigate drug abuse. So in as much as we're being told that these are the penalties, these are the laws, these are the agencies, we should also know that for our own sake,
for our own health,
we should not engage in any activity that is connected with drugs, especially the abuse and the handling of illicit drugs.
And please don't send kids. Don't send kids, to get drugs from the pharmacy. Please, whatever kind of drug it is.
Yeah, or plants, nothing.
No planting, no. But the planting parts. I heard about a certain area in Nigeria where they cook with this leaf, and I don't know. I've never.
Did you investigate it?
Well, it sounded very okay. We'll investigate, and let's not talk about it anymore, perhaps, since now you're asking if I carried out any investigation. But yes, as a journalist, I should do that. But okay, we'll discuss that another day, definitely. But many thanks for being on Pro Bono Chambers this morning.
Thank you, Ruth.
That's been Barrister Adanna, our in-house barrister. My name is Ruth Usman, and this is the much we can take on Pro Bono Chambers today. Yes, but stay with us on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. I will return tomorrow 5 a.m. right here on the same dial. Don't go anywhere. We have more coming for you right here on this dial.
As a business owner, you may be asking yourself for reasons why you should advertise